Hey, how have you been, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and welcome back to Stranger Things. This time we're on Season 3, Episode 3, Chapter 3, titled The Case of the Missing Lifeguard. And I can only assume that the missing lifeguard is the same one as whom Billy... Whom? Would whom be applicable in this case? I don't know. The same one that Billy kidnapped at in the last episode and actually seemingly sacrificed to the Mind Flayer. But Billy, what is that little dipshit up to now? He took a little trip into the Upside Down, somewhat of a trip, and he met up with a crowd of people, but only actually saw himself among the silhouettes, like a representation, like a mirror image of himself being possessed by the Mind Flayer, and the Mind Flayer told him to build. So, what he's meant to build, we don't exactly know. I mean, I assume the Mind Flayer wants him to build an army of hosts, because he does have like a spot of infection on his arm that's just spreading. So I assume that's some kind of connection to the Mind Flayer that he has now, and he was reacting badly to the sunlight and everything, and like just exhibiting some upside downy kind of behaviors. So he sacrificed the lifeguard, the other lifeguard there at the pool. So I assume he's having to build an army strong enough to let the Mind Flayer back into our world. But the Russians are also experimenting with some door opening tech. They are experimenting with some tech that's looks close enough to what the Hawkins lab are working on, and they're using their own little high-powered laser or something, some Space Stone style stuff to open a door. And they've been trying to do that for a year, and it looks like this is the closest they've gotten, and it's still firing away. But yeah, that's Billy. But we had Steve, Dustin, and Robin working together to decode a message that was intercepted through Dustin's massive radio tower, and it was like a code that was even translated, it was in Russian, so then they translated it to English, because Robin knew a bit of Russian, so they translated it to English, and then it was still in some kind of weird code, because the silver cat meets the yellow, or eats the yellow, or something along those lines. So it was still some kind of code, but Steve recognized the song playing in the background of that message as something similar to, pretty much the same song on the horse ride at the mall. As they were leaving, as they were packing things up for the night, he actually activated one of the horse rides, and the song playing on there was the same as the one in the message. So he deduced that maybe it's not. Maybe the message isn't actually from Russia. Maybe it's actually from America, which I think it might be a bit of a stretch, because I don't really think that song is exclusive to America or even to that ride. But I also have a theory that the entirety of the Starcourt Mall is just a front for Russian experiments going on deep inside America, literally deep underground, and that the mayor has something to do with it, because we met Mayor Larry Klein in the last episode, and we found out that he is not a very popular mayor of Hawkins. He is, people are protesting, business owners are protesting against him because of his advancements in industrialization / capitalism in Hawkins. He opened up Starcourt Mall, and because of the convenience of it, many smaller businesses throughout Hawkins kind of lost customers, and they lost business, and they kind of felt that was taken away from them. But yeah, I think maybe Mayor Klein could be working with the Russians, because he is kind of conducting his re-election campaign. So I feel like he could be working with the Russians to help them set up shop in America to run whatever experiments they're running, and in return they give him whatever resources they have to help him get re-elected. So maybe they gave him the resources to open up Starcourt Mall, and then he used that as a front to hide away whatever experiments they're running. Maybe it's a kind of little collaborative project that they've got going on. But we will have to wait and see if that's actually the case. But yeah, so that's Mayor Klein. We had Joyce kind of investigating why the fuck the magnets at Melvold's and at her own home were not working. So she tried to take a bit of time kind of studying up on magnetism. Didn't really get too far, so she went to Mr. Clark and started studying up stuff with him. and he taught her about how like the magnets actually work and how the power affects it and all that stuff. And you know, he's kind of I think he theorized that there could actually be like another transformer in town, like an AC transformer, messing with the power and like messing with the electromagnetic field and whatnot. So yeah, so I think she's going to be investigating the case of the dysfunctional magnets in this season, or at least in this coming episode. But that means she actually skipped out on the dinner date with Hop, and he got drunk and just left. But yeah, we had that. We had Elle and Max having their own little girlfriend kind of day out together. Just doing fun stuff, just doing shopping, exploring jewelry, I think, a little bit, exploring heels and falling over in heels, pranking some nasty girls, and just overall just having a fun day out, ignoring their boy troubles, well, Elle's boy trouble. Whereas on the other hand, the boys were trying to, Lucas and Max, Lucas and Will were spending their day trying to help how am I forgetting his name? Mike try and fix things with Eleven, because he lied to her about his nana being ill, without even telling her that like Hop had actually threatened him to actually stop seeing Elle for like a little time, just to cool things down, because it was getting too much for Hop. Their romance was getting a little bit too close for Hop's comfort, so he warned him to kind of like, you know, stay away for a little bit. You know, just being the protective dad he is. So that happened, and then she found out that he lied, and then I think, you know, like Max kind of taught her to go down like a bit more of like a not a revengey, but like in like a taste of your own medicine kind of road. So giving him the silent treatment, and then eventually, upon figuring out all of his layered lies and everything, she broke it off with him. So it's not going to last long, because it's Mike and Eleven we're talking about. They're like the main ship, like the main OTP of this show. So it's not going to last very long. But she did dump him as of that episode. So yeah, so that's one less couple. Temporarily one less couple on the show. But yeah, that is. What else was there? I think. Yeah. Nancy and Jonathan were investigating the case of rats eating fertilizer, until one of them gooped and then started scuttling away into the shadows, and then rats were meeting back up in the warehouse where the Mind Flayer monster was, where the goop monster was, and that thing was then given a sacrifice of a missing lifeguard. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything that happened in the last episode, or at least most of what happened. So that is basically all I have from the last one. So episode 3, titled again, The Case of the Missing Lifeguard. Let's go.
What is it?
Oh, she's gonna try and do her thing, huh? Oh, she's gonna try and find...
Is this really gonna work?
Mike and Lucas.
Because women act on emotion and not logic.
Precisely.
Really?
It's a totally different species.
Emotion, not logic. What?
Guys, it's ready. Will?
The audacity.
Take both up with you.
Dude, you can smell the nacho cheese.
I'm glad I can't.
Except that beat. What?
I'm really glad I can't.
No.
No, Lucas, no. No.
Oh, God.
What happened?
He took a massive fucking probably a shot. He probably shot himself.
When I say 3 inches! 3!
Do you knock? Jeez. Yeah. Jeez.
Oh.
Yeah, jeez.
I'm sorry. I thought that,
Mike's not here.
Max wanted to have a sleepover. Is that okay?
Yeah.
As long as there's no boys allowed. Don't pick Billy, don't pick Billy. Don't, no, not Billy. No.
Okay, look, I should just warn you.
Oh shit, he sees her. He sees her.
What is it? What happened?
He saw her. He actually managed to see it. How is that possible? Is it because the mind flayer's inside him? Milk with pills? Really? Does that work?
And I asked him, how is this happening? And he built
This sounds like an
this
exam
magnetic
question.
field
Honestly, it sounds
using
like an exam
AC
question.
transformer and plugging it into a solenoid.
Joyce, you're not going back there. Son of a bitch!
Like an old married couple there.
When Billy is alone with a girl, they make like really crazy noises.
They scream.
Yeah, but like happy screams.
That's one way to
Happy
describe
screams,
it.
Happy scream.
Oh, going into the devil's pit.
Why do I get the feeling we're gonna find all kinds of wrong in here?
Whatever you do, don't shine a UV light. I beg of you. Oh shit! The lifeguard stings. Oh shit! That is a very bad sign. Very.
Sure about this?
There was a split second and then the photo was gone. Okay, do not judge me for that.
Bigger than one article. In fact, I think this has got to be a book. The Mysterious Case of the Missing Fertilizer, a Nancy Drew mystery.
He had me in the first half, I'm not gonna lie. Had me in the first half.
Nancy.
Snap them all away.
She's still in school, and she's weird. She's a weirdo.
What's wrong with
And
weird?
she's hyper. I
Weird
don't
is
like
cool.
that she's hyper. And she did drama. That's a bad look. And she's in band? No.
So she's got a lot of skills and qualities?
Technically an
Oh
adult.
no, how terrible.
It's time you move on from.
Oh, yeah. With my advice. Because that's how this works, Henderson.
Surely they must have known how important this was to him, the fact that he's been going on about this for the past couple of
I
days.
said I was sorry, all right? You could swap spit with some stupid girl. Elle's not stupid. It's not my fault you don't like girls.
Well, find him a boyfriend then. If he's into boys.
I'm not trying to be a jerk.
Is that even the point
Okay.
here? I don't know.
But we're not kids
They just
anymore.
caught my attention.
Will.
Will, wear a hat, you're gonna catch a cold. Oh, please don't show her dead body or some shit. Is Heather gonna be inside it? Is Heather inside? Heather's inside. Oh shit. Oh no, shit. Oh god, no, Heather. That's where it happened. Oh god. Oh, the memories. Oh no, don't make me watch this again. No.
You okay?
No.
I'm fine.
Oh, the cameras are on. Someone's watching them. All black shades, long hair. That's a Bond villain right there. Or it's the Bond henchman.
I just have one question for
Oh,
you.
for fuck's sake.
Is ready to sweat.
He's a exercise instructor. He's a jazzercise instructor. Hey, okay, guys, he's not your evil Russian. He is not your evil Russian.
The week is long. The silver cat feeds when blue meets yellow in the west.
There is no way
Trip to
she's
China
straight, right?
sounds nice if you tread lightly.
Every time I see her, I get not so straight vibes from her. Silver cat, the silver cat.
Silver cat. A trip to China sounds nice.
Chinese takeaway.
A trip to China sounds nice.
Mhm.
Tread.
Shoe shop.
In the west.
West.
Robin,
So it's 1:45.
what are you doing?
She did crack the code, so someone's gonna buy Chinese takeaway wearing special shoes at 9:15.
There it is.
Oh, you dick bags.
Might have rabies.
You didn't think I'd find out about that?
Is she
Gary
moving?
called me. He said he's fixing up your house to put it on the market.
Oh, she's gonna move.
People like Scott Clark. That's a joke.
Oh shit.
What's that?
Oh yeah, someone's been watching you guys. The cameras have been moving. Oh, that's a nice silhouette shot. That's a nice silhouette shot. Where is... Oh, he's in Castle Byers.
What is it?
What if it's the Demogorgon?
Oh,
Jesus, we're so screwed.
they're so young.
It's not the Demogorgon.
Oh god, they've come so far.
Stupid.
No, it's not. That's your childhood. Those are your memories, Will. It's not. No, don't break. No, Will. No, Will, it's not stupid. This is your childhood. These are your memories. You should cherish them. Things are gonna change. That's inevitable. But remember everything you had. Oh no. Well. Oh no, Will, no! Don't take down Castle Byers! I thought the rat gooped up and scuffled away. Has it come back? Wait, what? She's eating her own fertilizer? Really?
Let me check it out.
No, I'm still looking.
Let me see it.
Hang on.
For fuck's sake! You guys are gonna... You guys are so shit at this. You guys are so shit at this. Who's in the lab? Who goes there? Whom the fuck goes there? Be careful, Hop. They might not be... Oh shit, no! Oh, oh, you son of a... Yeah, headbutt, come on. Back slam, everything. Just... Oh, son of a bitch! Is he still... Oh, he's leaving. Okay. Mr. Dickwad is leaving.
And I'm sorry, I did not quite catch your name.
Good.
Al.
Well, now you did.
Heather wasn't feeling so hot today, so we thought we'd take the day off to nurse her back to health.
How
You're feeling
fucking
just
chivalrous
fine right now, aren't you?
of you.
I'm feeling so much better.
The mind player's
Tickles
inside
my
her.
cookie.
The
They're
mind
fresh out of the oven.
player's inside her. He has to be. He recognizes her, doesn't he? From his little vision at the warehouse. He recognizes her. Wait, what the hell?
Janet.
Oh, the wine was spiked.
Janet.
And she's gonna knock her dad out.
But it'll all be over soon. I promise.
Oh, they need them as well. She's gonna sacrifice her own parents to the mind flayer, really? What the fuck, man? Ugh. I honestly have no words to describe the ending of the episode except for fucked. That's a great way to describe it. Okay, so wait, Billy can see Elle then when she's using her own blindfolded vision type power. He can see. I mean, it's a somewhat distorted version. He can see like a blurred kind of glitch of her in reality, but he can still sense her and somewhat see her there. Because I think before it was just that someone could actually sense another presence there, but with Billy, he can actually see her flickering in and out. So I feel like that's part of what, since part of the mind flayer is inside him, I think that's just like part of like what he sees, what the mind flayer can also see. Like again at the end when he saw like when Max and Elle were leaving, he watched Elle and he saw like we saw what he saw as well, like flashbacks of Elle closing the gate on the mind flayer as it was trying to escape, and locking it out. So just experiencing the bad memories of the mind flayer as well. But Billy can actually see Elle, and he kind of sensed, and I think even when they walked in and she started talking, he sensed that kind of, you know, that kind of danger about her, that, you know, she was kind of more intuitive and more more like knowledgeable about all of this than Max was, which is why he was paying more attention to her leaving than to Max leaving. So yeah, but Billy can in fact see Elle during her moments of power. What else? So Joyce returning to the lab. So I mean, wait. So Joyce is actually planning on selling the house. That I did not see coming. I think, you know, it's understandable because I think after the first season, she was willing to give it another go. I think she met Bob somewhere between season 1 and season 2 as well. So she had someone to actually be with through all of that, and after all of that, and you know, she had Will back, she had Jonathan back. Like for a time, everything was back to normal. So you know, being with Bob, it was a nice new fresh start for her. But then losing Bob, and then all of the stuff that happened in season 2, it's very understandable that it's all too much for her. It's all like, you know, she's faced this stuff a lot, but she's not used to this kind of stuff. She's forced to adapt to it, if anything. So you know, it's understandable that she'd want to get away from it. And even Hopper sharing his own experience, like with his daughter Sarah having died, you know, he wanted to get away from all those demons. He wanted to get away from all of that, all of those bad memories, and start somewhere new, which he did. And I think I remember in season 1 when they were like conducting a search for Will in the woods, and the teacher, Mr. Clark, actually came along and offered to teach Hop's daughter like science or something. You know, he said, you know, I bet, you know, she's really smart. She'd do well in my class, and he offered, like, you know, you know, maybe she will. And he just rushed into, like, you know, just kind of avoiding that subject, and he walked away. And then another woman came along and said, you know, oh, his daughter actually died a few years back, and he's like still not over it and stuff like that. So you know, he's like Hopper himself. I think, you know, he goes day to day living like running away from those bad memories. And again, with Hopper, Elle is his second chance at actually being a father, for a child that never got to grow older, for a child that never really moved past that stage of childhood, for a child he never had to get protective over, or worry about boys over, or worry about that kind of stuff. Like the one thing he had to worry about was cancer, because that was what took over her life. And you know, it ruined him, it ruined his wife, it ruined his daughter, and it took over a large portion of her life, and as a result his. So he's running away from that fact every day. And you know, he sorry, I'm yawning. I literally like just woke up. He is you know, yeah, like he's basically just running away from that fact every day, and like just, you know, like just running towards the fact that, you know, he's got a second chance with Elle, and he doesn't want to mess it up, and he doesn't want to lose anything. But with Joyce, it's very understandable that, you know, she is like, you know, she wants to be away from this kind of stuff. She wants to keep her kids away from this kind of stuff, and you know, she wants to be able to live a normal life free of any kind of upside down worries. So you know, it's understandable that she wants that her like go-to move is to consider putting the house up for sale. And especially with Melville's as well, like with the opening of Starcourt, like Melville's, like we've seen, it's like the other businesses. It's like the other businesses. It's seeing less and less kind of business overall every day. Like, you know, like Hopper was basically the one customer in the first episode that she actually had, and he wasn't even a customer there. And then only one person actually came in. So, you know, with Melville's closing, like, I mean, if she opened up somewhere else, then like away from Starcourt, then she'd actually have a better chance of actually attracting customers and actually making some money. But you know, she is one of the people facing the same problem as the smaller businesses in Hawkins with Starcourt opening. So it makes sense, but I do hope that's not how they end the season. I want Joyce to stick around and see how things pan out, and hope she actually kind of perseveres through these struggles and stays with Hopper and like the little family that they've basically built up now. But yeah, that's that. Mike and Will. So I mean, we've seen it since season one. Well, kind of since season one, but more recently, we've seen it since episode 1. That Will desperately wants the boys to return to their life, to their times and to their life and times of playing D&D in Mike's basement. That's what he wants to go back to. Like even in the second episode, like every 5 minutes he'd be asking, can we play D&D now? Can we play D&D now? Because I think he very much misses that, and Will has been through a shit ton. He has been through so fucking much. Like season 1, he got kidnapped and spent like a shitload of time running away from the Demogorgon in the Upside Down. Then he got captured and kind of like tubed up and shit, and then Hopper and Joyce had to rescue him. And then season 2, he comes back, but the Mind Flayer comes back with him, and he spends another season just possessed and like just being used as the Mind Flayer's host, and just in all sorts of dramatic shit. Then now it's like, I think they're not really using him as much, I feel, like in terms of the Mind Flayer stuff. Like now like Will can sense that he's back because he has the same chills as last time. But now it's like, he definitely like he's not had a chance. He hasn't had a proper chance to revisit his like the life he loves and the things he loves doing since having been taken. Since having been taken, he was missing for a good amount of time, and then even coming back, the things stuff didn't change. Like the Upside Down stuff didn't change. Even real life didn't change. He became like this weird kind of like thing that people used to stare and laugh at, like the whole zombie boy thing, and just all the stuff with the Upside Down still stuck around with him. So he didn't get to kind of move himself away from that and kind of make himself make himself a different part of it, if that makes sense. But he hasn't had a proper chance to actually to actually live his life in a long time, and D&D was his kind of dream, and so it's understandable that when Mike just used it that ending as an opportunity to actually just make a joke about sacrificing themselves and all that crap. Will got understandably upset because literally even if it was a joke, I think he could still tell the guys were also hesitant to play it until then, and even then they were probably conflicted between playing it because they actually wanted to and playing it because there was nothing else going on that they actually wanted to do. So in the end, Mike was just trying to find the quickest way to actually end the game as well. But with Will, I think it's also because and we've seen the boys have all got their fair share of love. Lucas has Max, Mike has 11, or temporarily had 11, and Dustin has Susie, although we haven't really seen any contact between them. But Will doesn't really have anyone. He doesn't really have any girlfriend or any kind of I mean, for all we know, we might have attempted, but I mean, he himself, he thinks love is gross. So his brother coming out with that massive lipstick mark on his cheek, and just the obvious fact that he was with Nancy. Will thought that was gross and all that stuff, and I think part of him might be in that stage where he just doesn't really understand love. He doesn't really know what it's like to be in love, and another part of him does kind of feel lonely seeing all of his friends in love and just seeing them having someone to share their life with, and he knows that he's been through too much, and he doesn't really there is literally no one else in the world besides from 11 that might even come close to sharing his life experiences. So like there's that matter as well. But I mean, I don't know if I'm reading too much into it, but does Will like boys or girls? Because I mean, I don't know if I'm just reading too much into that line from Mike, like, oh, like, you don't even like girls, like, and like Will seems to take that kind of like quite like kind of close to the heart as well. So I don't know, like, I mean, I don't know if that's like a hint that like he doesn't have a girlfriend because he's not interested in girls. Like, if not, then find him a boyfriend. It's not rocket science. I mean, I know it's the 80s, but still, like, you're his friends. I'm pretty sure you can set him up with someone. But that kind of whole, like, that whole scene, just Will getting visibly upset, that was very understandable. And then him getting to Castle Byers, just remembering, like, that flashback to season 1, that is just, that brings back so many memories for me, myself, just that opening scene of them playing D&D in his basement. And, like, they look so young as well, they've come so fucking far. But yeah, and then like him just going through all their photos and just seeing all their memories of like them having fun together, and just like the knowledge that he actually misses all of those times. And then all this shit with the Upside Down had to come and fuck that up. And then he just like gets upset because he knows he's the only one hanging on to that past. His friends are all basically moving on with their lives. They've not got time for D&D anymore. They're busy with their girlfriends. They're busy with love. So he's the only one hanging on to that. But then he realizes, what? If he's the only one, then he doesn't want to hang on to that anymore. He thinks he just kind of chastises himself, thinking he's stupid for believing that could ever come back anyway. And then he has that horrible moment of turning and just tearing Castle Byers down. I swear to God, Noah Schnapp is just a brilliant fucking actor. He is a brilliant fucking actor. And I think season 2 alone is his greatest performance. Season 2 alone, like, my guy carried the show on his fucking back in season 2. Like, without Noah Schnapp, season 2 would not have worked as well as it did. I'm just calling it as it is right now. Without Noah Schnapp, season 2 would not have had the same kind of gravity and the same kind of stakes as it did. And it overall would not have worked so well. Not just because he's an important character, but because of like Noah's actual performance as Will actually pulled off how serious the situation actually was in season 2. So yeah. But that scene of him tearing down Castle Byers, that was hard to watch. Oh god, it really was. But yeah, I mean, hopefully things will get better. Hopefully he will be able to kind of convey his feelings a little bit more and see what he actually wants this season. And hopefully he will be happier, and he will be happier with the guys as well, and the guys will be happier with him. But yeah, that's that. Steve and Robin. I don't get anything more than kind of friendly vibes, or even like coworker vibes from them. Like, I don't really think there's really much means for a relationship there, and I think honestly, Dustin, I think he was just like given that Robin is the only other girl there who actually works with Steve, I think that was like one of the reasons why he said, oh, like you and Robin will be good together. And honestly, every time I see her, I just think, is she even into boys? Like, I mean, I don't know if I'm reading too much into this, but I just get like not so straight vibes from her whenever she pops up, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know if she's gay or if she's bi, but I just don't think she's completely straight. So there's maybe a 50-50 chance with Steve, but again, I don't get relationshipy vibes from them. Even that scene on the roof when they were like hiding behind the cover, and like they had their hands like held for like a split second. That just seemed more awkward than anything. But yeah, I don't really get more than like coworker / friends kind of vibes from them. And I think Steve. I think Steve doesn't really need love. I don't think, because I think in season 2, love didn't really work out for him. Like, him and Nancy broke it off, and now we see her and Jonathan happily together. But I think even after that, like, I think, you know, he's taking some time for himself. I don't really think he needs to find a girlfriend right now. I think being like a romantic and, like, you know, like flirting with girls is just who he is. Like, that's his kind of character. He's like he's a flirtatious character, and he like, you know, he thinks of himself as a player, and he likes to flirt with girls, and, you know, he's got that charming aspect to him. But I don't really think he is like looking for love in that sense. I think he would like to have a girlfriend, I know, but, you know, I don't think personally that he is actually, or that he even sees himself as ready for love itself. But, you know, with Robin, I don't really see those kinds of connections. I mean, it might happen again if she's bi. It could happen, but, you know, it's I don't know. I just don't really see those vibes there. I just don't really see that kind of connection there. So yeah, but I mean, I'm interested to learn more about Robin. I very much am. I'm loving her character so far. And she decoded that message 10 times better than I did, literally. The code I cracked it into was a man will buy Chinese takeaway wearing shoes from that shoe shop at 9:45. That was how that was how my dumbass cracked the fucking Russian code. That was how I cracked it. But no, she is actually smarter than I am. She actually put 3 and 3 together, figured out the whole Link's delivery thing, the Silver Cat logo. So that's the delivery company, bringing boxes labeled as the Chinese panda takeaway thing, and the Kaufman shoes, I think it was, or the Kaufman shoes, something to do shoes. The boxes were labeled with those companies, but inside was probably not Chinese takeaway and good shoes. So yeah, and at 9:15. So the only thing I got right was 9:15. The only thing I got right, but yeah, but she did crack that code. That was awesome to see. Her actually analyzing her environment, actually putting 3 and 3 together. So yeah, that was cool to see. But yeah, that is Robin and Steve. What else? What else is there? So yeah, okay, so Heather, the lifeguard, the mind flayer has definitely possessed her, and now she's going to offer up her parents as a sacrifice. So that's just horrible. Like, you know, imagine raising your kid to be a lifeguard, and she just sacrifices you to a demonic-ish entity from another dimension. Imagine that shit happens. If, like, she spikes your wine and then knocks you and knocks you out, and then just, you know, just gives you over as a sacrifice, as a mental sacrifice to the mind flayer. It's fucked up. But what else? So that happened. Mrs. Driscoll, she got the munchies for some fertilizer. Don't know what the fuck happened there, because, I mean, the rats, I don't know, it makes sense because they're rats. Rats are usually, I mean, I don't even know why it makes sense with the rats. I mean, I guess, like, they're animals, so I guess they're more easily susceptible. But with humans, I think, you know, like, we're more, like, we're mentally advanced enough to know that fertilizer is not something that's edible, and it's not something that's healthy to eat. But Mrs. Driscoll, apparently, that memo just kind of slipped from her mind, and she just started getting the munchies for some fertilizer. So I don't know if, like, she's infected with the same thing as the rats are, and if she's gonna just goop as well. If she's gonna goop into a goop monster and scuttle away into the shadows and just join the mind flayer in the warehouse. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but, you know, she definitely got some bad munchies for some fertilizer. But overall, I think, you know, like, Billy is still successfully building up the host army for the mind flayer, and I think we haven't gotten a proper good look at it, but there is some kind of, like, goop monster in that warehouse, and I think that's feeding off of the all the people that Billy and Heather are bringing it, and connecting it to the Mind Flayer, and kind of sharing that possession link with it. But he is building it. He is building an army, unfortunately. So that's a very bad sign. That is a very bad sign. But what else? Was there anything else? I don't really think so. But shit is going down, and we will see exactly how badly it is going down soon enough. But things are getting bad. Things are getting bad. The Russian good dude at the lab, I don't know why he was there, but he gave Hopper one hell of an ass kicking, unfortunately. So I'm looking forward to seeing Hop get his. I mean, he was caught off guard. He was caught off guard and just repeatedly punched in the ribs. I think that's basically like a weak point. If you actually punch someone in like the back or like the ribs or like anywhere near the spine, that is a good like kind of weak point. So he was caught off guard and weak pointed repeatedly. So Hop stood his ground for as best as he could. But round 2 between Hop and that Russian dude, I'm looking forward to it. But why he was there, we've yet to find out, but I'm sure we will do soon enough. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have from this episode. So yeah, that was Stranger Things Season 3, Episode 3, Chapter 3, titled The Case of the Missing Lifeguard. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment or either the episode on what you think is coming up next in this season. And yeah, that's it. So, I will see you guys next time.